In this demonstration, we're going to have a look at configuring certificates for coexistence between Exchange Server 2003 and Exchange Server 2010. So we're going to use the Management Console to configure an external domain for the client access server. We'll then create a new certificate by using the certificate wizard. We'll request a certificate. We'll then install the certificate with the subject alternative name on both Exchange Server 2003 and Exchange Server 2010. So the first thing we need to do here is just set up our external client access domain. So within the Exchange Management Console, we've come into Server Configuration, Client Access, and now what we're going to do is just configure an external client access domain. So within here, what we're going to do is we're just going to use mail.contoso.com. Click on the Add button. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to ensure that we have Exchange Server EX10 and EX11. So click OK at this point here. Now we've done all of that, we'll just click the Configure button. This point here is just telling us the host specified for the external URL cannot be resolved. This is my lab environment, I'm fairly happy with that, so I'll just say yes. We'll just allow it to complete all the following steps. And again, we'll just say yes to that. And just let it run through all of these steps here. And now they're all complete. Next thing to do, just click the Finish button. And down at the bottom here, we can now see we've got the Outlook web app pointing to the default website. So, fairly happy with all of this. Right, we'll now just double click on the default website. And what I'm looking for here is my external URL is set to mail.contoso.com/OWA. So we're happy with that. So I'll click OK at this point here. The next thing we're going to do here is actually create a new Exchange certificate. Alright, so we'll click on Server Configuration. And what we want to do here is we just want to create a new Exchange certificate. This then kicks off another little wizard. And in the case of this wizard here, what we're going to do for the friendly name for this certificate, we're going to call this Contoso Mail Certificate. So we've got that in place, so we'll click the Next button. We're not going to bother with the wildcard certificate, we're not going to be using that, so I'm just going to stick with the defaults at this point. And select Next. Right, we'll just have a look through the Exchange configuration. So we're going to expand the client access server, Outlook web app. And what we want to do here is we're just going to select that Outlook web app is on the intranet, so internal network, and also on the external network as well. We'll then go for our client access Exchange Active Sync, because we are going to be using Active Sync. And then we'll just ensure that it is enabled, which it is. We'll then just come for the client access web services, Outlook Anywhere, Auto-Discover and so on, because we are going to be using those as well. We're just going to ensure that Auto-Discover is used on the internet, and we're going to use the long URL, so the example here being autodiscover.contoso.com. We're then going to scroll down a little bit further and just come to our legacy Exchange server, because remember we are using 2003 as well. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to use the legacy domains. We're just going to ensure that legacy.contoso.com is in place, which it is. We'll just have a look through here. So we'll get rid of everything else because I'm not going to be using AdventureWorks or any of the other entries in there either. So we're fairly happy that all of that is in place as well. Now that's all done, select our Next button. On the certificates domain page here, just ensure that everything is in place. We'll have a quick look down there. Yeah, we're happy with everything there, so select Next. On the organisation location, I'm just going to fill out this form. So we'll fill out the organisation, organisational unit and so on down this little list here. Next thing to do is just fill out my certificate request file path, so I'll just select the Browse button. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fill out cert request. And then we'll just click the Save button. Happy with all of that, select Next. And then select New. So this is now going to go away and just generate the relevant information that I require. I'll now select my Finish button. So I've created my request. The next thing to do is actually request the certificate. Right, so just in the folder, and all I need to do here is just go to my C drive and Documents. Within here we'll just right click on Cert Request And now what we'll do is we'll just open this thing up here. We'll just open it up with Notepad. Take all of this information from within here because we're going to use this to actually generate the certificate. So we'll copy all of that out. The next thing to do is I'm just going to actually set up an internet connection to my certificate server, which is NYC DC1. So I'm going to do that through Internet Explorer. So in Internet Explorer, within Internet Explorer, I'm just going to connect through the certificate server. Now I just need to log in, so I'm just going to log in as administrator. Let's get into the website. Next thing I want to do here is actually want to request a certificate. So we'll request a certificate. We'll go for an advanced certificate request. On this advanced certificate here, we're going to go for the second option. So use the base 64 option. Within here, we'll just Control V, stick in our request. Bit that everybody always forgets is change this to a web server. And then in the case of the additional attributes, don't really need to worry too much about that. So we'll just click Submit. Now that we've done all of that, on the certificate issued page, what we're going to do is just download the certificate. We'll click our Save button, and this is just going to save it into the downloads. So let's insert new. So we're just going to put it into downloads and click Save. Now what I'll do here, because this may take a little time, is just pause the video and return back once the save is complete. Okay, the download is now complete, so we'll just open this up. And we'll just have a look at everything here, just to make sure that everything is in place. So general page, yep, we're happy with that. We'll just have a look down here. Just ensure that everything is in place. Yep, so we are happy with that. Alright, so click OK. Next thing we need to do is just go back to our Exchange Management Console. So back in the Exchange Management Console. Now we've done all of that, we'll just come to NYC EX10. We'll click the Contoso certificate, and what we'll do here is we'll now just complete the pending request. Right, we'll just browse through, and what we're looking for here is we're actually looking for that certificate request, so we'll just go to our downloads, have a look for Cert New, and select Open. Right, click our Complete button. Now what it's doing here, just finishing off the certificate request, so we'll click the Finish button. So now if we just click the certificate here, what we want to do is we just want to assign the services to the certificate. So we'll specify our server, select Next, and what we want to do here is we want to use it for the Internet Information Services, so Outlook Web App, AutoDiscover, and our Exchange Active Sync. Select Next, and select Assign. Click our Finish button. Now what we should see, certificate is installed, it is being used for IIS. Well, that's all done. The next thing we want to do here is we just actually want to export the certificate, so all we'll do here, we'll just ensure that we do have our Contoso mail certificate in place. We'll just select Server Configuration. Within here, the next thing to do is just export the Exchange certificate. So just across, export the mail certificate. In the little certificate wizard here, we're just going to browse through. And enter in the name, we're going to use a name for our Contoso mail of Contoso mail. Now we've done all of that, we'll just click our Save button. Stick in a password. And select Export. Now that's all done, so we'll select our Finish button. The next thing to do now is install the certificate with the subject alternative name on our Exchange 2003 and our 2010 servers. So as you can see, it's already really on our 2010. So what I now need to do is just go to my Exchange 2003 server. Right, so what I've done here is just in start run, and I've just specified the location of where the actual certificate is. So all I'm going to do here is just right click the certificate. We'll then install the certificate. Within the little wizard here, we'll just select next. Yep, specify the file name, we're happy with that, so select next. Stick in our password. Now that we've done that, we'll just select our next button. And what we'll do here is we'll just automatically select the certificate store based off the type of certification. Select our finish button. Import was successful. So we'll click OK at this point here. So what we've done in this demonstration, we'll create a certificate. We've assigned to our Exchange 2010 servers. We've also associated with our Exchange 2003 servers to allow our organization to now use the client access services such as Outlook Web App, Exchange ActiveSync and the Auto Discover service. And that's the end of this demonstration. Thanks very much.